Half number 8. Hi, this is Aya Vidon. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Okay, so as I was being drawn to the cards and stuff for you guys' reading, I got the sense already that you're going through it. You're going through a transformation and you need some guidance, TLC, love, tenderness, and care. But you know, I'm always open to my intuition being wrong. So let's see what actually comes out. We're going to smudge a little bit. I have these thick pieces of Palo Santo. Next time I'm getting the skinnier pieces, because it's like the more you burn it, the harder it is to get the I guess the essence out of it. I have to burn it longer and longer each time. And I'm doing the Reiki power symbol because that's what I'm used to. And I'm like, why am I doing that? That's what I do most of the time when I come into my office. I put Reiki in all the corners. But I just feng shui my office, and I haven't done that since, and the energy still boosted. Like feng shuiing does work. I use the Vastu Shasta system. Let's focus on you. Life path 8. Excuse me. Life path number 8. I love this Sri Yantra. Give us some help. Give us some help. We need it. The question that came out is, who are you? Like that Who song. Who are you? Who. They need to bring those LSD times back. I've never taken LSD or anything like that, but lately I've been thinking about it. What do you guys think? Have any of you guys tried it? Is it dangerous? Is it scary? All right. Imagine me at 37 starting to take drugs. Not that I've never done drugs before. I just never done anything like that. I'm just feeling kind of like I want to get shooken up out of my. I just want to be super creative and like Dr. Seuss. Anyway, life path number 8. What am I talking about? Life path number 8. I'm starting off with the Crystal Mandala Oracle. This is super trippy stuff here. How we can talk to nature and it talks back and it communicates with us. So we have the Ascendant Master, Mary Magdalene, which is interesting because I was also looking at my Mary Magdalene Oracle deck to pull out for you as well. But I just thought that might be overkill. I'm like, wow, they must really be really needing some comfort and nourishment. We'll see. We might use it at the end. Because I was like, how many Oracle decks do we need? We don't need that many. I'm just picking one. But it's interesting she came out. Aqua Aura Quartz. Aqua Aura Quartz. So if anybody can get who's around like bomb ass crystals, a bomb ass crystal store, or bomb ass crystal rock mine, this would be a crystal, a quartz that will help you in your journey right now with your divine alchemy. Because I can feel that you're going through the change of life. It's deep. And I feel like you feel pressure to get out of this space faster than you really should, because you know how fast life moves around on the internet. And if everybody's on the internet, nobody's actually doing anything. If everybody is fucking on the internet all day, no one's actually doing anything. You're not missing out on anything. That's the gift and the curse of the internet. It's like, let's not start talking about that. This is who you're reading. I'm not here to read the internet. Okay. Ascended Master Mary Magdalene and Aqua Ora Course. And I just got kind of loud. I must feel passionate about that. Divine Alchemy. We bring you the blessing of divine alchemy. And I don't know who we is. Maybe it's the author and Mary Magdalene. I don't know who we is. I pay attention to stuff like that. We bring you the blessing of divine alchemy. Divine alchemy is the art of transmutation. It's implied in the word alchemy. But yes, alchemy implies transmutation, the application of spiritual consciousness to physical form. The application of spiritual consciousness to spiritual form. So profound that an entirely new form evolves. It is irreversible change. It is the coal transformed into the diamond, the lead of sleeping matter awakened into the radiant gold of consciousness. Successful alchemical transformation requires patience, courage, and a belief in the power of spirit. Oh, my nose is itching. That means truth. Truth is coming. Truth is here. Of spirit above all else. The radical and permanent transformation affected by divine alchemy may seem miraculous to outsiders viewing the changed form, yet the alchemist knows that when spiritual consciousness meets physical matter, the world will never be the same again. That is what you're going through. Like the deep pressure you feel inside and the isolation, the darkness, it's overwhelming, it's all consuming, and that's because it's supposed to be. Alchemists have often been considered eccentric. They appear to labor on tasks the mainstream either don't comprehend or consider impossible, or she forgot crazy, or just consider downright crazy. Anytime you're not focused on like materialism, people think you're insane. Anytime your whole goal in life isn't to like fit in, be popular, and be out here getting the bag, you're insane. Yet the alchemists of old and the modern day spiritual alchemists are the ones who see reality most clearly and understand divine power most accurately. They know the healing transformational power of divine energy is beyond any limitation the mind can conceive. This is why they never assume that something is impossible. They are open to the workings of divine will and how healing can best happen, which is not always in the ways one might expect. Okay. So, in my mind, there's people in the mainstream that pop up in my head that kind of have fucked up their alchemical process by trying to relay what spirit is saying to them before it's time. And if you do that, then you will be attacked. If you don't, it's kind of like a holistic type of thing. Like I made this new friend who's like my spiritual mother. She is from Libya, and she practices the herbal arts, and she's a master because it's passed down to her from her grandfather, you know, and she's natural at it, and she has plaques, you know, she's gone to school for it. And so, you know, I've been studying with her because I want to get back into making soaps, but I want to make soaps according to you guys' birth charts, and to help, you know, to help further along the inner process. And so if I were to pretend or to give out information before it's time, you guys would read me for Phil because it wouldn't be effective, and I wouldn't. My conscience wouldn't be completely clear, you know. And the person that I'm thinking about mainly is Kanye, because he tends to get downloads, and I can see him. I can see that he really is wise. Oh, and I'm thinking about, just came to me, Nature Boy. It's like good intentions, but not enough healing within yourself. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, herbs are holistic. Oh, no, no, no. She's taught, the lady that I was telling you about has taught me to treat the whole person. I have a reflexology client that broke their ankles flying a plane while he was flying a plane with his instructor. And he's in serious nerve pain as he's healing. And I wanted her help finding out the herbs to make an ointment to help relieve his pain. And so she started giving me a list, but then she gave me a list for his psychology as well. You know, you have to, if you're going to heal the pain, you also need to heal and work on the fact that the person is probably going through depression, and that person's probably also having nightmares, you know, and also is going to have PTSD, and also hasn't slept that much. So you add in a mixture of everything, and then you'll have like a holistic um medicinal healing for someone, other than just being like, boom, I got the idea, let me make an ointment, let me just put some majoram together. Because I know from my little bit of knowledge from working with herbs that majoram is really good at relieving pain. It'll leave you numb to the point where it's scary. You won't feel anything, even your emotions, you know. um but she was like, no, 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 no. And that's what I feel like, this feeling that you might have is, it's like, sorry, um wanting to rush so that you can show your diamond before it's completely healed. Make sure that you're able to withstand all criticism. It's important. Make sure you're able to be assertive and not aggressive. You know, make sure that you're capable of being wrong. That's really important. That's a sign of a healthy psychology. Like being okay with not having all the answers. That's a healthy psychology. You know, whenever you feel attacked because you're wrong, it's time for you to take a step back and go within some more. Okay? This is why they never assume that something is impossible. They are open to the workings of divine will and how healing can best happen, which is not always in the ways one might expect. They do not see reality as fixed and the material world as a solid, impenetrable, unchanging form. They know that all of creation is energy, and energy can change form. When higher consciousness is applied to the energy, the form which evolves is one of shining divine beauty. Now, they're putting this in a paragraph, but we all know that the process is like trash. The end result is your inner beauty shining from within. Gleam, gleam. You know, but your testimony will be like a hell of a ride. The sole task of divine alchemists, whether they think of themselves in those terms or not, is to repair the damage that fear-based consciousness has generated in the world. I can relate to that. Oh my God, right now. A divine alchemist may do this with a focus on environmental or socio-economic issues, or through the arts, creative expression, healing work with the body, mind, and soul, or through cooking and educating others about nourishment. Alchemists may do their work on the greater human collective powerfully, but behind the scenes, They may do this by bringing higher consciousness into their own being, then allowing that to permeate their work in the corporate, financial, legal, or political sectors, or in the world of marketing and media. I don't know where we left off. I got a new phone because the other screen went berserk after I cracked it. The other phone I had, and I ran out of space or something on this phone. I needed to add my SD card. All right. We were reading about divine alchemy, but I legit feel like you got the point after the first paragraph. I like to be thorough and read all the way through just in case there's something in it, but I'm just going to start here because I don't know where we left off. All right, the universe will not conspire with your ego to offer you less than your complete divine destiny. That is some of the most painful shit to realize. Like when the universe does something, she does it like completely and fully. If you're supposed to be a superstar painter, then goddamn it, that's what you're going to be. And there's nothing that you can do to really get in your own way of that at this time. I really don't see any of you guys not completing your mission. There's no need to fear, but you're afraid of, honestly, your own greatness because of what it means to, not to you, but you don't know how everyone else is going to take it. No matter how much you may insist that you know what or who will make you happy and how that happiness can best be delivered to you. You are loved far more than that. You are loved enough that the universe will ensure the sanctity, safety, and success of your soul. I'm glad I continue to read now. You will be guided faithfully, held back when a dead end, obstacle, or worse could cause you to sway from your true path, and encouraged to keep moving forward, foregoing scraps in order to remain hungry for the great feast awaiting you. It is not always an easy path, even if you are a very disciplined person. But understand that for this moment of sacrifice, where something difficult is being asked of you, there should be so much rich reward. It is the delivery of the reward which the universe is so keen to bring to you. And so whatever is needed for that to take place shall be evoked in your life. When this oracle comes to you at some level, you are working very hard. Yes, I can sense that. You are going through an experience where something you want perhaps very dearly is being denied to you. The oracle does not say that you can never have what you want! Exclamation point. I wonder how you... The oracle doesn't say you can't have what you want. I don't know. It is bringing you the message that what you truly want and need is being delivered to you and shall manifest with perfect divine love, tenderness, affection, and of course timing. It may take you much trust for you to accept this, and you may still feel pain in the thwarting of your desire or the hard work that is required of you right now. I'm tired just reading that because I know life path number 8 is like left a good job in the city. Like working for the man every night and day. Like that's what you guys give. Man, life path number 8 so full of karma. It's a double 4. Whew. Okay. It is the delivery of the reward which the universe is so keen to bring to you. And so whatever is needed for that to take place shall be evoked in your life. But you guys are very positive. You guys keep a great attitude on deck. And that's what helps you get through. You learn to make the right decisions, and you get really good at it. You get blasted good at it. Like you get really, really good at making the right decisions and staying disciplined on your path. That's part of your mastery in this lifetime. And it's, to me, it's like Scorpio energy. You want to play around with your power at first, and then you get hemmed up real quick, like in the full Nelson in the headlock or whatever. And it's not WWF. It's like the real deal. The universe is not playing with you. You're supposed to mature this lifetime, um, and be an example for other people. You can be an example of either what to do or what not to do, and in one lifetime you can double back. You can double up and be both. When this oracle comes to you, at some level you are working very hard. You are going through an experience where something you want perhaps very dearly is being denied to you. Um, It is bringing you the message that what you truly want and need is being delivered to you and shall manifest with perfect divine love, tenderness, affection, and of course, timing. It may take much trust for you to accept this, and you may still feel pain in the thwarting of your desire or the hard work that is required of you right now. I sense that. I sense that. With the blessing of meaningful sacrifice. However, you are being given the gift of divine reassurance and a sacred promise. This is the promise of such abundance, such love and beauty manifesting in your life that all discipline or loss endured shall be honored with gratitude in your heart, with the recognition that your meaningful sacrifice did indeed allow the universe to provide for you with incomparable tenderness and perfection. That's beautiful. The hard work that you are enduring or have endured is going to yield so much blessing in your life. The challenge shall eventually give way into pure divine grace, but now you're going through pure D hell. Like, I don't know what the D stands for. All right, so now I'm very interested in seeing what the cards have to say to you about all of this. We can go more down this way and give your reading a look. I'm gonna keep this here. I'm gonna pack these up. Don't let me forget that I put these up, because I'll be going crazy. Where did I put my cards? Brr. I don't want to start with that. I want to start with the Osho Zen deck. Okay. We're going to look at January. I feel like that divine alchemical message is December. That's what you've been going through. The roller coaster ride, this like very psychedelic life where other people can't see. We live in a very visual world, so much so that when people order Reiki, long distance Reiki, or even tarot readings from me, they want to know, how can I do it? How is it possible that I can do that? How is it possible that the Reiki can get to me? And if we didn't live in such a like visual world, we will understand that energy is ever present, omnipresent. It does not know obstacle. There is like no such thing as a distance, for real. On a level, like I don't do that whole the body is an illusion bit. Like I don't play those types of games. There's levels though. There's levels in perspective. I don't hate having a body. Like I don't want to escape my body. I actually work very hard to go get into my body. That's how you don't allow energies and attachments to come in. You stay in your body. You're the host, nobody else. I keep seeing the 3 of Cups, 3 of Water for you. Life path number 8, January. Let's do this. I'm feeling like I want another ding. This over there. I have so much freaking stuff. I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to get rid of things. Life path number 8. Life path 8. Emotions, healing, water. That's what I'm seeing. Life path number 8. And interestingly enough, Osho Zen tarot deck usually has like tons of jumpies. No, it wasn't that jumpy. We have the King of Cups, but the King of War, the King of Emotions, but he's reversed, which means that you're. To me, it's saying, especially after reading this card, that you're this more water. You know, very blue. Your alchemical process is inside. Your transformation is inside, and a lot of times when we go within, there can be tons of confusion, especially if you're not used to that, and especially if you're also supposed to be extroverted. We live in a Jupiterian society with lots of shadows. Basically, everybody's fucking faking the funk. Nobody's happy with the way things are. And that's okay, because times are, it's a sign of the times. Everyone wants really to be free from suppression, from inner self-hatred and self-doubt. What's the point? You know, what's the point of not living and being your true self? There is no point. Like, what's the point of following all these rules? We're starting to shake it off. Like, wait a minute, who have I been listening to, and why? Like, when did I start listening to them, and where has that gotten me? It's like inner questions. And then when you get the answer, you get mad. And then when you get mad, you have to not be violent. You have to forgive. And then you have to realize that you have PTSD. And then you have to find a practitioner to help you get unstuck. And it's a process. And to me, this is saying that you might be a little bit stuck. You might be a bit stuck and confused. And you see the person, I don't know if you can see the healing hands. It's like they're getting Reiki. And maybe this is something that you need. You need like some healing touch to maybe smooth out some of the roughness inside, to get your energy back flowing again. You know, it's a process. And just like you need to like hurry up and change and get better, you need to add a little tenderness, a lot of tenderness. Tenderness and compassion in your healing process will go a long way. Imagine having a broken leg and like throwing it around in frustration, or you know, not being tender with your broken bones. That will cause you to go back to the hospital, because you can't not be tender. And a lot of times we don't look at our emotions in that way. But it's so that way, darling. It's very that. It's very sorry. It's very tenderness. Taking it easy on yourself goes a much longer way for self-love. A much better approach than being too hard on yourself. That honestly gets you nowhere except feeling even more anger. All right, so then we have this Three of Cups. The first thing that came to my mind is addictions. Not complete addiction like the Seven of Cups reversed, but kind of maybe partying a little bit too much, trying to escape your feeling somehow. It's okay to hang out, but it seems like it's like escapism at this point. You might even be hanging out with people that aren't going to make it with you on this journey. And that's part of the issue that I felt is going on. It's like you're turning into something else. I can't tell you exactly what that is, but you're transforming. And like while you're transforming from a human to a Pegasus or unicorn or something, I don't know. Um, the process is grueling, and you even more now feel like you don't want to be alone, but even more now you feel like you don't fit in and you just might be going through the motions around everyone else. And so here we have the Master. All these energies could be turned upright, but this is reverse. This has lots of meanings to me. This could be your shadow self, maybe a sinister side that needs to be healed. It's maybe you hanging out with your friends and telling everybody else what they need to be working on, because you really need to work on yourself. It could be. I used to do that. I used to, before I was ready, try to heal all my friends. Before I was healed, they didn't want to hear a thing I had to say. It was like, girl, thank you, but you could really focus on yourself. Um, and you know, every situation is different, but this could also be you denying your inner mastery, denying yourself of your super consciousness, denying what you hear spirit calling you to do, or instead hanging out in the lower levels still, trying to run away from your inner master. You know, not as in it is levels, and there's no judgment to the lower levels. It's just sometimes we don't need it anymore, and reality is a need is on a need to basis. It's like some people need to get married and other people have evolved past it. There is levels of evolution to where when you become more aware in certain areas of spirit, you could forego even eating. You know, you could forego a lot of things if you rely completely on spirit. And it looks like you need to spend time with spirit. So your social time needs to be spent with you and your higher consciousness. Okay, now we're going to look at February. Okay, let me put these back in here. Juice. 1 second. Juice. All right. Next, we're going to use the Sacred India. The Sacred India Tarot deck. Let's see what comes out for life path number 8, February. Can I talk to you guys? You know what I'm sensing? That some of the main issues that may be going on is a need to just let your instinctual self be. Like, if you're like, don't worry about things being pretty. Like, don't worry about like smiling for the gram in your life. You don't even have to be on Instagram, but we're all so used to putting a certain parts of our energies and ourselves like in the dark, like almost like we don't want them to be there. Some days just aren't going to be pretty. You're not going to always be like at 100%. It's called biorhythms. Because I'm feeling like that today. I'm just kind of like, fuck it. Like, I don't feel like making sure everything's perfect and making sure everything is pretty. Or like, I honestly just feel like even yesterday I felt even like more like I don't want to wear clothes today. That's how I was feeling. Like there was nothing I wanted to wear. Like if I did want to wear something, it was like I wanted to drape something over my body and not have any undergarments on. I didn't want anything really touching my skin. I was very irritable and like, but a lot of energies were coming up that was important for me to see. It wasn't a time for me to be concerned about my image. It was a time, it seemed like in this today too, it's a time for me to break out my skin, like, because that's how I just felt. I'm like, I don't want anything touching me. I just want to be naked. And it's a soul thing. And if that's it, however you're feeling and wherever you're at in your process, that's how you're supposed to be. There is no like, I'm tired of the judgments. It's not just from society. We all do it to each other, or society wouldn't be like this. I'm tired. I'm tired of it from myself. And I feel like that's where I'm at. Like, I'm sick and tired of myself. I'm done. I'm done. Whatever I am, whoever I am, let's just go. Let's roll. You know? Life path number 8. Life path number 8. February. Babaji. Clear consciousness. When that card shows up, you're supposed to redraw a card, put him back in the deck, and then like redraw a card to change the whole meaning of the reading. There was more jumpers in the Sacred India Tarot for you than the Osho's in. I was pretty much instructed to use like transformational cards with you guys, like really deep cards, because I'm like, oh, I want to use my traditional tarot deck, and my intuition is, no, not right now. And I'm like, all right. All right. I won't. So underneath the healing card, we have the Ace of Lotuses reversed. And I'm just going to read the Wheel of Fortune reversed. You haven't been really loving yourself, honey. You've been really harsh on yourself. And there's a reason why we're talking about that. And I also got a sense that there's a relationship here. There's a person that although you love them, that you have loved them to the point of you're not loving yourself. And now you're trying to turn it around. You're trying to turn it around, but it's not an easy turnaround. It's been hell. Um, it's like you descended into pleasure, and pleasure is deceiving a lot of times. Just like any drug, there is a come down. And when us as human beings are in our pleasurable bag, we tend to go to extremes. Um, and it's the happiest time of our life, right? That's called the honeymoon stage, right? Um, but we don't understand how this works. You have to have an exact opposite experience after that. And most of us aren't spiritually equipped with great coping skills to deal with the shadows that come with it. After great sex comes your shadow self. Just remember that. That's why relationships don't last. A lot of times for people after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, because you start projecting your issues onto others, or you're not who I thought you was. You know who I thought you was. I've said that before in relationships. I've had that said back to me after I said it to him. And it's kind of like, I'm not. That is the price we pay. There's a price to pay for everything. After sex comes healing. You're supposed to heal. You're supposed to love one another through your shadow self as much as you love each other while you're fucking each other's brains out. All right. Only reason why I got on a relationship tip, because some of you aren't in a relationship, I know. It's because of the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups together. It really denotes some type of love. So I'm going to read this Ace of Cups in here. Lotuses, exhaustion and despair over failed or failing love life. Bitterness. That's because this is reversed, guys. Disenchanted with love, unreal expectations from others. Solitude becomes a lone wolf compulsion. Ingratitude and expecting still more in spite of enjoying luck. Exaggerated and sloppy attitudes, infatuations, even delusions, feeling unloved or abandoned, refusing to acknowledge the break and opportunities that come in life, content with mediocre work and trumpeting it as achievement. That's what I saw when I saw this. That's another point I forgot to make when I look at the Master reverse. It's like you might think that you're amazing right now, only so that it's like a defense mechanism. Waste of talent, standing on hurt feelings out of pride, emotional manipulation, sympathy seeker, being let down, blank to love. Romantic emotions should not subsume reality. Love is not the only sorrow known to the world. Actually, you have no business complaining with this card. Well, I can see if that's the only card we pulled here. But you're definitely feeling unlucky because a relationship didn't work out. And that's why this Wheel of Fortune, your attitude is actually making it so that you are unlucky. and that you are kind of like missing out on blessings. Because you wanted it to work. I was going to say because you want to win, but you wanted it to work and it didn't. And now you have egg in the face, according to you. Like the ace is, this ace is all about you. Uno, numero uno. How you feel about yourself. And maybe you rely too heavily on your relationship to give you a sense of um, feeling of love and goodness. So now you have to learn how to recultivate that. You have to, but I mean, it's all for a purpose though. You're not going through this in vain. This relationship was a catalyst for you to go deeper spiritually, because you have to dig deep. If you don't want to stay in that sorrowful, regretful, pity, lonely, feeling like you'll never find love again. Remember, you're going through withdrawals, honey. You're going through withdrawals. Trust me, I know. I've been going through it too. You're going through withdrawals, and um, you're thinking negatively because of the withdrawals. Anytime you have a come down from a high, it always comes with negative thinking. That's what makes you take the drugs again. You're like, oh, I need another one. But the answer isn't to jump right into another relationship. Now, I do readings for you guys. Maybe not you guys that are watching my YouTube channel, but just with you guys, and let's just say in general, with people. And a lot of people seem like they have one pain and they want to ease the pain with the same type of thing that they tried to ease the pain with before. No bueno. It do not work. It does not work. I always suggest some time alone just to do some healing first, to get to know yourself. Be better in the next relationship. At least make different mistakes or the same mistakes on another level. That's what it'll be. You just keep getting a little bit better, but we all are going to have the same issues for the most part, unless you have the power to completely transform your personality. And some people do have that in their birth chart. You know, some people have that where they can just reinvent themselves. Most of us don't. Okay. The Six of Arrows. Moving forward. You're supposed to be moving forward, even though, and it seems like you see that, and you are, even though it's not easy. Because the Six of Swords is like, okay, I gotta go. I don't know where I'm going to end up on this journey. I don't know if I'm going to even make it across the bridge, but I know I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. That's where you're at. All right, then we have the Five of Pentacles reverse. This is like a really spiritual place to be, to where you're learning, like we were kind of talking about before, how there's some people who learn to live without having being a slave to their sensations. And the Five of Pentacles reverse is almost like you're taking it too far. So I'm going to read that. It's like you're like almost you're beating yourself up too much. Again, like you're being too hard on yourself. Or it could be that you're not taking it seriously. Losses of all sorts, mainly because of negative conditioning. The feeling of lack pervades all actions, a sharp lesson from karma to reevaluate one's relationship with money. This current phase has been caused by your greedy misjudgments, feelings of victimization, complaining endlessly about injustice, wounded and impoverished feeling, but it is a choice you are making. The outcast, people being rejected for transgressing accepted wisdom. Okay. Optimism and energy are lacking. Now, to consider the fact that part of this reading is about love, you're feeling rejected in a relationship, depleted of energy because of your negative thinking in a relationship. Feeling like you're moving forward, but you're moving forward with lack instead of, feeling optimism. Underneath the Ace of Lotuses, and again, I feel like this is lessons coming to you from your childhood. You have to master this. This is something you're supposed to master. You are refusing to master this lesson right now. You're kind of being like, no, I don't want a lesson. I want my man. I want my woman. Like, I don't want the lesson. It's like I see this like stubbornness type of thing. Like, when am I going to have what I want? How come I can't have what I want? I never get what I want. I always am being asked to rise above something or being spiritual. I always get stuff taken from me. I don't care about being spiritual. I want a physical manifestation that I have something in life. Very frustrated here. I see lots of frustration. We already did the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I feel like this is attitude based. This isn't because you actually have bad luck. Having a breakup is not necessarily, just like this Ace of Lotuses was saying, it's not necessarily like bad luck. It's seasons. The person wasn't, just like the alchemical card is saying, like the universe isn't going to let you ruin your life and accept mediocrity when you are a great person in the universe. You can have a relationship. You can have love, but it really truly has to come from your highest self. Apparently the universe won't have it any other way with you. You have to surrender to that. And maybe you need some rest. We're going to do, I'm going to skip over the blessings of Babaji because this is just pure, clear consciousness in a reading. Denoting that you are fully aware and kind of more in control than you think you are. Just with like you can have a new situation. Things could be different. Underneath the Five of Pentacles reversed, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed, which is interesting to me. Okay, we also have the Six of Swords here. And both of these people are in meditation, which leads me to believe that the remedy for you is to surrender to the discipline of your spiritual practice, because above both of these cards is the Master. There's something within yourself that needs to be honed into and mastered. This depletion that you're feeling can actually be like a beautiful sonnet to where you surrender your life to spirit for as long as you need to. Because eventually in the story of the person in this card, He eats again. He starts living a mundane life again. But for a little while, he wanted to experience what it's like to surrender to spirit. Look at things more as an experience than like a death sentence, guys. Okay, the Six of Pentacles reverse. This is an experience. Look at it more like an experiment. So you don't beat yourself up so much. This too shall pass, right? Six of Pentacles reversed. This is lotuses. Loss and gain, seeking approval and getting criticism. Fake generosity, calculated attempt to wring out maximum advantage from charitable actions in relationships, attempts to buy love, flat out greed and envy. Any price is worth paying to achieve and to advance. In losses there is gain, and gain there is loss. Sift carefully. If things seem ambiguous, there is probably some deceit going on. Having extremely high, even unrealistic expectations and feeling let down when they fail to materialize. Don't let generosity become a reputation as a soft touch. Don't fall into the trap of maintaining a facade even when you can't afford it. Basically, I see here that you gave a lot of love. When we talked about this, you gave up yourself in this relationship, and now you want the person to love you back the same way you love them, and you're not going to feel better until you get your referral fees and reparations. And the universe is just kind of like, too bad, so sad. You should have never did that in the first place. Nobody asked you to do that. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. At a certain point, you have to laugh at yourself. At a certain point. Oh, this is all over. All right, I put Babaji back in. Let's see who comes out. Life path 8. Strength. Ugh, that changes everything. Thank you, Babaji. You need this. You really need this strength card. You have the strength to move on. You have the strength to heal yourself and go and take another path, have another journey. Give yourself another chance. You have the strength to be gentle with yourself. And then on the side, I didn't even see the devil, which is actually a good card for you. Because that means, you're getting real with your feelings. Maybe you feel anger, good. Maybe you feel self-hatred, good. Feel your feelings. The feeling of your feelings is what's going to release your chains. Maybe you feel enslaved and in bondage to how you feel, and you feel like you can't break away. Good. Feel it. Feel it. This is your experience here. You're not going to be going through this forever. You know that. March. March. Number 8. It also can denote you excessively going into your defense mechanisms and negative thinking and um, fears, um, trying to take revenge, and um, just basically making yourself more stuck by giving into your shadow. Because instead of higher consciousness, you want that old thing back. Like you want the pleasure back. You have to learn, this is part of your lesson, to desire higher consciousness over pleasure. Desire wholesomeness over your selfish needs. There's nothing wrong with pleasure. But why are you here? You're here to evolve and to experience. And part of your experience is being whipped when you live from your lower self. Some people can get away with crap that you can't. And it may not be fair, life path number 8, but you're here to be a mature person, a master. And that comes with a price. It's not easy being a mama or a daddy and being a higher being. A lot of people glamorize it, and those people I don't trust. You know, anybody that is actually a real healer or helper of people in the universe or beings in the universe, they know that they're humble because it was not an easy process, and the universe doesn't play games with people that they give lots of responsibility to. You can't play the same games that the lower levels consciousness can, because they're truly babies. You've been here so many times, like path number 8. You're old. You're an old soul, and you have lots of responsibilities, and you really can't run away from them. And sometimes you might resent that because, you know, we live in a society where the X-Men are criticized. Yogis aren't the superstars anymore. People of lower consciousness are the superstars. And it makes you feel resentful. I understand, but you gotta get over it, though. It's okay. You know how I look at it? I know I'm a small being or whatever, or just like a small piece of the puzzle, but I know that if I am experiencing the things I'm experiencing as far as a lot of pain and suffering, on the opposite end, some places in my past lives, I inflicted that pain and suffering on other people. I know for sure, looking at my numerology chart and in my birth chart, that I had abused power. So now I'm learning how to use it correctly. And apparently the only way I could learn my lesson is to feel the pain and suffering of being subjected to someone who doesn't care, who didn't care about my feelings or about my place in the world or about anything besides hurting people, you know? So I mean, I take into consideration, and a lot of cards came out for you. I take that into consideration. All right, so we have the 9 of Wands reverse, again, of feeling that, you know, you want to give up. These cards don't really have reversals though in this deck, which is why I like them. So I'm just going to turn them upright because you need that right now. You've been beat down enough by these reverses. Let's just turn them all upright, because that's one of the first things I felt when picking the cards. I'm like, you need a lot of nourishment. You guys need a lot of nourishment right now and encouragement. So this is saying that you're bruised and you're battered from the experience, and You've been on the road and you've gained a lot of experience. You've been here before, kind of. So you do have the inner strength to just keep going. But you don't have to be so hard on yourself as you maybe had to be at the beginning of your journey. The Seven of Pentacles, it kind of relates to this to me. Just having a resolve that you're going to stick things through. You may be wondering, like, how long, am I going to have to suffer through feeling like this, through the hurt feelings, through the pain? But the Seven of Pentacles is saying that just hold on. You will receive the fruits of your labor, but there has to be some type of decay. You have to let go of the process. Three of Cups again. So this is an energy that is here for you. For you to share in the fullness of life after you're experiencing, this feeling of like when, like everything looks like it's going to die. After the depletion will come fulfillment. This seems like a promise to you, almost like a rainbow. The Star. So she was reversed, but this is about you realizing that you have more than enough to give from the realms of the universe and your gifts. Like, your gifts aren't about just you. The gifts are supposed to be given, and after you find your inner strength, you will begin to see the North Star again. That's what this is all about. Your gifts. And letting go of giving too much of your energy, but learning to use your energy to hone in on the right types of relationships that have a balance where both of you guys are giving. The King of Pentacles is very giving, and so is the Queen of Water. We have a balance here of using your intuition to manifest abundance in your life by the use of your gifts. And by the time March comes, that's where we want to be. The Page of Air. It seems like you have lots of criticism in your life. And this could be inner criticism, or it could be outward criticism. Because we have two pages next to each other, the Page of Air and the Page of Earth, and they were both reversed. So this is denoting that some people in your life are gossiping about you. And it really hurts your feelings. The Nine of Air, like it keeps you up at night. You're this person, because this was the only card that was upright. The Father of Earth. It seems like all you wanted to do was share your wealth with other people. And it seems like it backfired on you because it wasn't the right person or the right people. And that's unfortunate for them. But that doesn't mean that you're a loser or you should forsake yourself and not take care of yourself or love yourself or doubt yourself, because remember who you are. You're the one that cultivated all this wealth. You know how to use your energy. It's not your fault that other people don't know how to use their energy. And like I tell all sensitives, start charging people for your services. Stop giving away all your energy for free. Now, a lot of times these relationships come to us and we don't know that people are looking for a healing. They're not necessarily looking for love. Anytime you are met with a lower being, a being that has been in lower energy and have doubts themselves and immorality for a long period of time, or who pretends, you can look at people at the beginning and see who they are. you know, someone that's basically willing, I'll be spiritual if I get with you. All I need is an extra push. And then you pull out your card thingy, and then you have them swipe for a session, because that sounds like extra work for you. The wisdom here is that in an unequally yoked relationship, the lower energy is going to ultimately be the demise of your higher vibration. Meaning that you're going to get knocked out by the other people's demons and stuff, and then they're going to feel like empowered for a little while, because once you leave, they go back to how they used to be. They might be a little bit better, but eventually, because I've seen it happen, they go back into the life that they know. You're not there to prop them up anymore, but you, my friend, will rise to the occasion, and it will make you better, stronger, wiser, more fruitful, have a higher level of consciousness and understanding. That is the reason you're going through this. Use this as a catalyst for your alchemical divinity. That's all you do. You just be like, you know what? Charge this to the game. You don't have a choice unless you're going to what and what. What you going to do? What other choice do you have? Huh? Tell me. Dime. Like, tell me. Seriously. What do you think you're going to do? Lay around all day, masturbate and drink. Okay, then what? Eventually, you're going to start being yourself and stop all the madness, because you know you tripping, and you're going to take responsibility. You're going to take responsibility, and you're going to rejuvenate your energy. You're going to start spending time in nature, and you're going to start meditating. You will. It's within you. It's part of your DNA this lifetime. It's in your cells. It's part of your programming. That's what I really meant to say. You are programmed to be a master. Okay? And this is your mythical journey. This is your testimony, as they say in the Baptist church. Anybody got a testimony? And then you will raise your hand and say, me, I got a testimony. Hey, hallelujah. Like, seriously. That's what this is about. This is part of your testimony. You're writing your book. It's not vodka. This is water. It kind of looks, does it look like vodka in this cup? Agua. Okay. I know you guys didn't think it was vodka. I was just being facetious. I like saying words like facetious. All right. I will give you your mother, Mary Magdalene, an extra dose of her. Let's see what comes out. And then that'll be the ending. Happy New Year. Happy that I'm new to you. You know, I kind of felt drained. Not from doing readings, but just because I've been trying to come out of negative thinking. Like yesterday I was doing it, before I did the reading for Life Path number 7, I was crying. And after I finished crying, I'm like, I am not crying my own energy here. It's like, you guys, let me tell you something. You have taken on the other person's energy and you're trying to heal it within yourself. This is not even really your energy. Peep that. You've taken on their energy, and they're running around looking cute with yours. It's not going to last forever though. But they don't even know how to do it right. Trust me. If you've been separated for a long time, they're not running around looking cute. They feel awful. And they probably feel guilty. But at the first part of the breakup, girl, they run around looking cute with your energy. Okay. Have fun for a little bit. This is the Mary Mother Oracle, life path number 8. Mother Mary. Mary, did I say Mary Mother? Life path number 8. You have some jumpers, nothing pops out. Life path number 8. I'm looking for a pop out. Life path number 8. Aren't these pretty? I love these cards. I just like looking at them. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. One of them says, Our Lady of Sweet Rest. Oh, you really need that right now. You know, like this reading was kind of being really hard on you. But I'm not cruel. I'm not going to be, I don't want you to feel like this, basically giving you a reading on how you feel inside, you know. But the universe doesn't want you to be hurt. Our Lady of Starting Over. Where'd I put the booklet? $41. I hope you feel encouraged a bit. Get some arts and crafts, like get some art therapy or something. That'll help get through it. I know how hard you have been trying. This is Our Lady of Sweet Rest. I know how hard you have been trying, how much work and effort you have been summoning. Even if you judge yourself for not having done enough, I see how much struggle you have been enduring, how much you have been trying to overcome. You will succeed. You are capable. But even the earth requires retreat and rest in order to replenish and continue in time. For now, beloved, it is time. It is rest time. I like rest time. It is rest time. Be with me. Suspend your activity and your judgment and let go. Solutions may come to you too in this time, but it is a time to simply be with me. Come, let us rest together in the sweetness of divine love. This world is one that requires balance. Whilst many of us know this intuitively, to live is another thing altogether. To live it is another thing altogether. Many of us have been taught and still believe that effort and striving are the most valuable behaviors, and that if we are not yet successful, we just aren't trying hard enough. We were kind of talking about that earlier, how anyway, the Divine Mother appreciates hard work, especially on those things that have meaning to you, that fill you with passion, even as they perhaps demand everything from you. But while she loves that you will not hold yourself back from the task at hand, she also knows that in this world there are seasons of rest and seasons of activity, and that is the natural law of Earth. Okay. Let's go with the Lady of Starting Over. 29, 29 and 41, 5 and 11. So pie pack energy. Our Lady of Starting Over. Soon it will be time to leave something behind you. I know that you may grieve this loss even when you know deep within that it is for the best to let it go. Allow me to nourish you with the courage you need and the realization that this change is happening so that you can flourish and thrive. Your growth serves the growth of others too. You shall not cause loss or harm to that which you are releasing. All moves in my grace. Sorry. Surrender your fear and doubt and trust in my unconditional love and grace for all beings. All situations have their purpose, but new purpose is calling you forward now, even though it might be unfamiliar territory that you are feeling attracted towards. Don't try to hide from it or avoid it. The mother is guiding you, telling you that this is indeed the right way forward. The timing may already be happening or will be happening soon. There is no need to force things, for you will know when it is time to move on. Yet this oracle tells you if it doesn't feel like time yet, it soon will. What will this moving on look like? It could be literal, as in the end of a relationship or business arrangement, or a change in where you live. It could be a letting go of an old identity or belief system, or it may even be the releasing of a set of limitations that you placed on yourself because you thought that those limitations were appropriate for your age, your role in life, or some other reason, and now you are questioning that. Okay. I feel like that's the perfect ending. Be gentle with yourself, guys. Okay? Through this process. I know you see your flaws clearly, and I know you want to change everything. And I also know that you feel bitter. And it's not only because of stuff that's happened this lifetime. I feel like it's an accumulation of many lifetimes of having um, misfortune, it seems. But honestly, it looks like this time could be the last if you can um, mature and having balance in your life. Use your wisdom in your relationships. Choose wisely. Don't give too much of yourself away. That doesn't mean not trust the soul, but sometimes you might start off in that extreme, and you might even be there now because of the things you've been through, you know. But um, you'll soften up. Part of your healing process is looks like is you being more gentle with yourself. Being more gentle with yourself, okay? I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a happy new year. It was a pleasure reading for you all year and doing your readings and stuff like that. Join me on Instagram. Join me on Patreon, even though I don't know what I'm going to do next with it, but I'll do something with it soon. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.